Good evening and many thanks for joining us. This is QTV News, also on Q Radio 103.3 FM. I'm Ansmana Sanyasi and here are the news headlines. In a press release today, the 2nd of October 2025, the Gambia Police Force has confirmed the suspension and detention of 4 officers directly involved in the pursuit of late Omar Baji of Mandinari. And today, October 2nd, marks the International Day of Nonviolence, dedicated to honoring the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and reminding humanity that lasting solutions to conflict are achieved not through bloodshed, but through dialogue. The Director General of the Senegalese Prison Administration, Aliou Cisse, is on a 4-day walking visit to the Gambia to enhance collaboration between the two countries in prison management. And the Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow, together with the EU Ambassador and UNDP resident representative to the Gambia, today laid the foundation stone for renovation and expansion of Mile 7 High Court in Bakau. And in sports news, the Gambia's male and female under-18 volleyball teams have traveled to Qatar to compete in the FIVB Under-18 Beach Volleyball World Championship. Stay tuned for more on these and other stories. Now, in a press release today, the 2nd of October 2025, the Gambia Police Force has confirmed the suspension and detention of 4 officers directly involved in the pursuit of the late Omar Baji. The arrests were made on 28 September 2025 ahead of an independent coroner's inquest by the state. More with Modu Gajaga.
According to the press release, a post-mortem examination was conducted in the presence of relevant stakeholders to determine the cause of Omar Baji's death. Following the procedure, the body was released to his family for burial on the 1st of October 2025. The Gambia Police Force has reiterated its commitment to a transparent and impartial investigation, assuring the public that anyone found culpable will face the full force of the law. The death of 27-year-old Omar Baji has sparked protest in Mandinari and Lamen. While police maintain he collapsed while fleeing during a patrol, eyewitnesses and relatives allege he was beaten by officers, challenging the official version of events. The Gambia Police Force promised to provide further updates as the coroner's inquest progresses. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Now, today, October 2nd, marks the International Day of Nonviolence, dedicated to honoring the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and reminding humanity that lasting solutions to conflict are achieved not through bloodshed, but through dialogue, tolerance, and respect. Afatugay reports.
This global message resonates strongly in the Gambia today, following recent protests where frustrations boiled over and communities demanded reforms. Those events underscore the urgent need for peaceful approaches to resolving conflicts within our borders. Since its establishment by the United Nations in 2007, the International Day of Nonviolence has reminded the world that people power can be expressed without destruction. Globally, schools, civil society groups, and peace movements mark the day with art, discussions, and marches, all aimed at reinforcing the belief that peace is stronger than violence. For Gambians, the lessons of this day are particularly timely. Recent protests show how quickly grievance can escalate when dialogue is absent. Yet, they also highlight the strength of the people's voice, a voice that, when guided by non-violence, can achieve justice without harm. President Barrow emphasized the importance of dialogue in fostering peace during his recent address to the nation.
We must renew our commitment to peaceful engagement and lawful expression. The right to protest peacefully is a cornerstone of our democracy, protected by our Constitution and respected by this government. Let us, however, remember that violence, destruction of property, and threats to public safety undermine the very freedoms we seek to protect and will be addressed firmly by law. Let us work together through established institutions and youth platforms to resolve concerns peacefully and constructively.
Activists worldwide point to leaders such as Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela as examples of how peaceful protest can transform societies. In the Gambia, this is not just an international call, but a national imperative. It is an opportunity for government, civil society, and citizens to work together, ensuring that grievances are addressed through dialogue rather than confrontation. The International Day of Nonviolence is not merely a commemoration. It is a challenge to all Gambians to embrace peace in the pursuit of justice. Choosing dialogue over conflict during a protest is important because it ensures that demands are heard safely and effectively. Dialogue prevents violence and harm, builds understanding between communities and authorities, and opens the way for real solutions. It is important for governments to listen to their citizens before demonstrations, because early engagement can prevent frustration from turning into conflict. When citizens feel heard, their concerns can be addressed through dialogue, policy, or reforms, reducing the likelihood of protests escalating into unrest. Listening also builds trust between the government and the people, strengthens democracy, and ensures that decisions reflect the real needs of the community. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
Now, the Director General of the Senegalese Prison Administration, Aliou Cisse, is on a 4-day walking visit to the Gambia to enhance collaboration between the two countries in prison management. Mamna Buka has the rest of that story.
Upon arriving in the country on Sunday, the Senegalese delegation visited several institutions. At the State House on Wednesday, discussions centered on strengthening bilateral ties, with particular emphasis on security cooperation to promote safety, improve collaboration, and ensure smoother cross-border movement between the two neighboring nations. The delegation also visited the police headquarters in Banjul, where they met with the High Command. A key highlight of the visit was the signing of an MOU between the Gambia Prison Services and the Senegalese Prison Administration, aimed at strengthening prison management, security, and human rights through training, intelligence sharing, and inmate rehabilitation programs. Aliou Cisse, the Director General of the Senegalese Prison Administration, emphasized that the strong bond between the Senegal and the Gambia makes such initiatives a top priority.
Senegal has a unique geographical relationship with the Gambia, which makes it essential for us to foster strong ties, particularly in the area of security. Senegalese citizens often travel to Gambia and vice versa, so establishing this kind of relationship will facilitate the process and ultimately benefit society as a whole. That's what matters most to us.
Abubakar Suleiman Jeng, the National Security Advisor of the Gambia, urged the heads of prison facilities to implement significant reforms in accordance with this MOU.
To ensure the effective delivery of security services, it is essential to uphold the rule of law. I encourage all prison facility leaders to manage inmates with professionalism and provide opportunities for self-improvement during their incarceration. This is why, when they reintegrate into society, they can contribute positively to themselves, the nation, and the community as a whole.
Demba Sow, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, deemed this initiative a perfect opportunity to exchange best practices.
One of the key advantages of collaboration is the opportunity for mutual learning. Senegal has valuable expertise and resources to share with us, and we have something we can also share with them. If we approach this exchange with openness and honesty, we can develop a prison system that not only addresses criminal behavior through punishment, but also focuses on rehabilitating offenders into responsible, productive members of society.
And Sumana Mane, Director General of the Gambia Prison Services, said one of the institution's biggest challenges will now be addressed through the MOU.
One of our biggest challenges in managing prisons is dealing with escapees. Many of the escapees flee to Senegal seeking refuge. Therefore, an agreement with Senegal would be beneficial. With their assistance, we could apprehend these individuals and return them to serve the remainder of their sentences.
It was reaffirmed that the outcomes of the visit will be closely monitored to ensure continuous strengthening and improvement of both correctional systems. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
Now, the Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow, together with the EU Ambassador and UNDP resident representative to the Gambia, today laid the foundation stone for renovation and expansion of Mile 7 High Court in Bakau. The project, awarded to Pinnacle Group, is scheduled for completion by October 2026. Alusise tells us more.
The project is aimed at expanding and modernizing the High Court at Mile 2 in Bakau. This initiative forms part of the European Union UNDP Gambia's Responsive and Accountable Democratic Transition Project, which supports the Gambia's justice sector reform and democratic transition. Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow said the project will not only improve infrastructure, but also enhance access to justice.
What we plan to do here today is very, very important for the overall objective of improving access to justice for people, making sure that in accordance with our strategic plan, that first we have an environment, a working environment which is conducive to the proper execution of duties by public officers, by our judicial officers, having better premises, better equipment, which will motivate the staff to diligently pursue their responsibilities.
The UNDP resident representative Mandisa Masologu and the ambassador of the European Union to the Gambia, Immaculada Roca Aikotas, respectively, said the project reflects the ongoing strong collaboration with the judiciary to improve justice dispensation.
By investing in the physical infrastructure of the Mile 7 High Court, we are complementing broader efforts to enhance the technical and strategic capacities of justice actors and players in the Gambia. This holistic approach ensures that justice institutions are not only equipped with knowledge and skills, but also with the facilities, tools, and enabling environment to perform their crucial functions, which is to serve the people of the Gambia.
It is clear that a strong judiciary, it is a key pillar of any democracy. We always talk about division of powers. The judiciary is basically the one that brings trust and accountability is the one that people looked at when they have been aggravated by anything. Therefore, it has to work. It has to be there. It has to be enhanced, sustained. And I think in the Gambia, with your leadership, we do have a system that is building up in independence and in trust. And nowadays, this is something that it's not easy to say. I think the trust of the citizenship is something that it's difficult earned, and you have done it.
It is hoped that the project will be completed in time without compromising quality. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alusise.
And a report there by Alusise will lead us to the commercial break. But when we return, we have national, international, and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Browse with us. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25. Yes! Recharge $25 and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Welcome back. Now, despite overall improvements in national employment indicators, the 2025 Gambia Employment Survey, jointly released by GBOS and the Ministry of Trade, has revealed persistent disparities in labor market participation among persons with disabilities. More in this report. The survey, conducted with support from the Harmonizing and Improving Statistics in West and Central Africa project, a World Bank-funded initiative, seeks to improve the quality and accessibility of labor and socio-economic data across the region. This marks the fourth comprehensive employment survey undertaken in the Gambia with a view to supporting evidence-based policy making and development planning. The report revealed that labor force participation among persons with disabilities has declined sharply, dropping from 32.8% in the previous survey to just 20.1% in 2025. By contrast, the participation rate for individuals without disabilities is significantly higher at 47.4%. Although the unemployment rate for persons with disabilities decreased from 7.2% to 3.8%, the report cautions that this may reflect a more troubling pattern of withdrawal from the labor market rather than improve employment outcomes. Additionally, the report reveals that informal employment among persons with disabilities remains widespread, with 78.8% engaged in informal work. Youth with disabilities are disproportionately impacted, with the proportion of those not in education, employment, or training rising slightly from 61.1% to 61.6%, a stark contrast to the national average. These findings underscore the urgent need for inclusive labor policies that address discrimination, enhance workplace accessibility, and ensure equal access to training and formal employment opportunities, the report emphasized. The survey also sheds light on employment trends across sectors, with the private sector remaining the dominant source of jobs in the Gambia, accounting for 88.8% of all employment, a slight decrease from 89.6% reported in the 2022-2023 survey. Meanwhile, women remain more concentrated in agriculture and services, whereas men are more represented in industrial roles. Overall, the findings highlight the need for targeted, data-driven policies to foster inclusive growth and ensure equal employment opportunities for all segments of Gambian society. Answane Sonyase for KTV News. And the report there will lead us to international news in a moment. Now, fishermen in St. Louis, Senegal say they are earning a fraction of what they once made, blaming restrictions linked to the GTA liquefied natural gas project. Asadubari tells us more.
Once able to earn up to $625 from a single trip, many now struggle to make less than $90. They say the project's offshore platform was built on reefs teeming with fish, but a 500-meter exclusion zone now blocks access to key fishing grounds. The strain is worsened by competition from industrial trawlers. Fishing supports nearly 60,000 people directly in Senegal and more than 500,000 indirectly. But with dwindling catches, some fishermen have abandoned the trade altogether. Women fish processors also report steep losses, with many driving out of work as catches decline and prices rise. Local associations accuse BP of failing to deliver promised artificial reefs meant to offset the restricted zones. The company says a reef project is underway and expected to be completed by the end of 2025, stressing its commitment to responsible operations. Concerns deepened in February this year when Senegal's government confirmed a gas leak from one of BP's offshore wells. described by the company as gas bubbles. Greenpeace Africa warned that such leaks could damage marine life and fish stocks. BP insisted the impact was negligible and regulators later reported no further incidents. For St. Louis's artisanal fishing community, however, the leak reinforced fears that the GTA project is eroding their only source of survival. Many say they feel abandoned, caught between shrinking catches, broken promises, and a future uncertain. Aisa Tubari, QTV News.
And time now for sports news. Now, the Gambia's male and female under-18 volleyball teams have traveled to Doha, Qatar, to compete in the FIVB Under-18 Beach Volleyball World Championship as part of preparations for the 2026 Youth Olympic Games in Dakar. Mamadou Gajaga has more.
The FIVB Under-18 World Beach Volleyball Championship in Doha, Qatar is from the 7th to the 10th of October 2025. Ahead of the tournament, the teams will take part in a one-week training camp organized under the long-standing collaboration between the Gambia Volleyball Federation and the Qatar Volleyball Federation. The teams arrived in Qatar fresh from the Africa Under-18 Youth Development Cup tournament held at the Kasumai Beach earlier this September, where the male team won gold and the female team secured silver. The 12-nation event, a joint initiative of the Confederation of African Volleyball, Federation of International Volleyball, and Olympic Solidarity, aims to prepare and empower young African athletes ahead of the 2026 Youth Olympic Games in Dakar. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap of our main headlines. In a press release today, the 2nd of October 2025, the Gambia Police Force has confirmed the suspension and detention of 4 officers directly involved in the pursuit of the late Omar Baji of Mandinari. Today, October 2nd, marks the International Day of Nonviolence, dedicated to honoring the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and reminding humanity that lasting solutions to conflict are not achieved through bloodshed but through dialogue. The Director General of the Senegalese Prison Administration, Aliou Cisse, is on a 4-day working visit to the Gambia to enhance collaboration between the two countries in prison management. Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow, together with the EU Ambassador and the UNDP resident representative to the Gambia, today laid the foundation stone for renovation and expansion of Mile 7 High Court in Bakau. And in sports news, the Gambia's male and female under-18 volleyball teams have traveled to Qatar to compete in the FIVB Under-18 Beach Volleyball World Championship. That's all for this bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, have a good night.